Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to beautiful Malibu, California, home of the Pepperdine Waves, Southern California. Another glorious, glorious day as we get close to the end of the year 2025. And Gonzaga, once again, ranked in the top 10. Now ranked number 7. They're on the road to take on the Pepperdine Waves here at the Firestone Fieldhouse on the campus of Pepperdine. Gonzaga's won 49 consecutive against this program. Greg Heister, Dan Dickow. Dan Dickow, tell us about Braden Huff. How good's he been?
He continues to impress. A little bit of a slow start in a couple games, but the last two he's been absolutely spectacular. WCC Player of the Week, had 37 against Campbell, 16 of 18 from the field, where he made his first 13 in a row, setting a McCarthy athletic record. Followed that up with 20 points against a really good Oregon team. He has been terrific as of late.
All right, surface up in Southern California, Dano. Tell me how good Pepperdine is.
Well, I think they're more talented than their 5-8 record shows. They are missing a couple key players from last year, namely Mo Odom, Stepan Fedorovich, but they've got returners back from injury who are playing a big part of what they're doing. Mix that with some transfer portal newcomers, and Styles Phipps, one of the most underrated point guards in the conference, can do a little bit of everything.
Oh, man, did you see that setting sun and those beautiful waves? Here's your starting lineups. Braden Smith plugged in there for Gonzaga at the point guard. Venters, Inocente, Ike, and Huff. You know them. Phipps, Clark. You may know Pavle Stosic. Remember him? We'll talk about that. Levy and Dosic will start for Pepperdine. 3 players for the Waves in double digits, led by Aaron Clark's 14.5 points a game. Braden Smith starting at point guard, theorizing what?
Well, he's been playing really well. Obviously started the first 4 games of the year, did not shoot it great. Mario St. Superi came in, played extremely well, but Braden Smith has been gradually getting better and better as the season has gone on. Was spectacular in the game against Oregon and Portland over Christmas break. 21 points, 6 assists.
And, of course, Gonzaga in those road blues. I'll say it again. 49 consecutive victories against Pepperdine. They're going for their 23rd consecutive win here at Firestone on this floor. The last time they lost a game here, Dan, I'll take us back there. It was in January of 2002. Tough loss for you guys. You were on the team.
I was. Thanks for bringing it up so early in the broadcast. We struggled against Pepperdine's pressure that day, turned it over way too much.
And Jimmy Miggins got it done for Pepperdine, and they went on to the victory. But Gonzaga now winners of 22 consecutive games on this floor. Will they get it done as both teams open up their West Coast Conference schedule here tonight? There's Ike with his first touch. Bounce to Huff, goes to work. Gave it up to Smith. Turned down the shot. Pepperdine's defense was there to challenge. And now a reset. Ike can pass the ball out of that high post, and Smith to drive and finish. 2-0 Gonzaga.
Great patience that first possession. Had a couple different opportunities to deliver on the low block. Wasn't able to get it there. Smith, a terrific finish under pressure.
And now Gonzaga's defense. Let's see what they can do. Stosic, number 4. He's been starting of late for Pepperdine. Keep an eye on him. Huff is guarding. He is the former Zag. Here's Levy. And now the attempt for 3. That's out the front of the rim. Ike with his first rebound, now 4 shy of 1,000. And he goes to work offensively. And Inocente to bounce. Venters' first look at 3 from the corner is short. And rebound dug out of there by Phipps, and back comes Pepperdine. He'll shoot it quickly from the top of the key. Smith runs down the long rebound.
Those aren't the shots that Coach Schilling's going to want if they're going to come up with the victory tonight.
And Venters running the floor in the flush from the baseline.
The second dunk of the season that I can remember from Venters. He is really starting to look physically capable like he was a couple years back when he was the Big Sky Player of the Year at Eastern Washington.
And here's Clark. And Dan, how good is Venters if he can connect the 3 but prove he can put the ball on the floor and go to the rim?
Well, it opens up more opportunities for others. You know, he's shooting over 40% from the 3-point line now. He's a threat, so when they close out, if he's also able to put the deck on and get by, now you put some doubt in the defense.
Ike's attempt for 3 is short. So Gonzaga starts 2 of 4 from the floor. They lead at 4-0. Pepperdine still looking for their first make.
You're going to see a lot of flex offense run from Pepperdine. If you're a longtime Gonzaga fan, you will remember the flex from Dan Fitzgerald, the Munson, the early days of Coach Few.
Dozic left that shot short. Smith, what a feed in Achete. The finish 6-0 GU.
Big time pass there from Braden Smith. Eyes up, delivering, but equal credit to Innocenti for running the floor.
Gonzaga's defense off to a really good start, Dan, holding Pepperdine to 0 for 4 on their home floor.
Well, a lot of it, too, though, is Pepperdine has taken some quick threes that I don't think are the guys that you want shooting in those situations.
Stosic and Clark not on the same page there. Turnover gives it back to Gonzaga.
Another look at that great pass in transition. You know, one of the things that is overlooked right now from Braden Smith is his assist to turnover ratio is one of the best in the entire country.
Smith with the ball now. Here's Venters. Over the defense, big time bomb from the top.
And we talked about it a second ago when he got the dunk, but you can see he's feeling better because he looks as if he's on balance every time he elevates for his jump shot now.
He's a tough matchup. He is clearly 6'7" down there, Dan.
And he's got a high release. So there's a reason he did pop up on some NBA draft boards a couple of years ago, at least in regards to interest, because he's a legit 6'7", can shoot it, and he's got a high release.
And there's a big-time shot by Clark. Pepperdine on the board. Innocenti! Skip to the corner. Venters again from downtown. Missed it long. And rebound to Pepperdine. Back come the Waves. Right down the gut, but too hard by Phipps. And Gonzaga with it again. Pepperdine's got to convert that. They got to cover Venters too. Ike won't get the bounce.
Maybe the easiest shots Gonzaga has gotten all night long. Ike at the front of the rim, not able to convert.
And there's our first foul of the game. It'll go against Steele Venters, number 2 of GU. Also, it's our first timeout. 15:54 to play. We're underway in Malibu. Number 7 Gonzaga looking to get their West Coast Conference schedule underway with a victory. Venters big time bomb. 9-2 GU. And welcome back to the Firestone Fieldhouse in Malibu. Here's tonight's keys to the game, brought to you by Northern Quest Resort and Casino.
For Gonzaga, I think they've got to attack the Waves. They've done that so far, getting out in transition, get to the free throw line. If you're doing that, it's going to be helpful because Pepperdine has limited depth. They don't go very deep on their bench. For the Waves, limit turnovers. That will allow them to get back in defensive transition and rebound the basketball. They've got great size, but they're not particularly great rebounders.
9-2 our score. Gonzaga 4 of 8. Pepperdine 1 of 6. And on the floor right now for Pepperdine, number 23, Javon Cooley, coming off the bench. And there's a 3 by Dozic. I guess you get credit for that one.
That was a bad miss that just happened to fall in.
It just happened to be a basket under the ball. Here's Ike. Great move inside, and Graham now 1 of 3.
If you're going to double, and that's what they were trying to do there, you have to go quick and early, and you also have to close the gap shoulder to shoulder. They did neither of those, allowing Ike to split off that pivot.
Phipps at the drive, but now Levy wide open, and he connects from downtown, the sophomore from Israel.
All of their bigs, he might be the most skilled. Played a year ago for about a half season for Doug Gottlieb at Wisconsin Green Bay.
Great Smith got all the way to the rim, hopped the rebound, and the finish. That shot may have been blocked on the initial shot by Smith. But Huff was there to clean it up. Braden's first bucket of the game. Gonzaga up by 5. Looks like both these bigs, both Dozic and Levy, can distribute for Pepperdine.
Well, Ed Schilling gives them the ability to step out and shoot the 3 a little bit. Dozic at 6'10", not necessarily comfortable on the low block, more of a pick and pop guy. Levy, on the other hand, can do a mixture of both. Levy is really good in dribble handoff situations, averages nearly 3 assists per game.
And Mario Sansupri on the floor now for Gonzaga. He may look a little different. He went with the high and tight as he looks kind of like Derek Rivio, maybe Micah Downs back in the day. Dan, where are you going?
I thought it was Micah Downs when well, first off, Firestone Fieldhouse, we're on the top row, so pardon us if some of our comments are a little late. We're not courtside.
It might
like
be
in
Eminem
Spokane.
down there.
It could be.
Fogle and Grant-Foster on the floor as well for GU. So is Ace Miller, EK. Boy, he's so good. Dano, those hands are so talented.
Well, again, if you're going to double in your Pepperdine, you have to come early, and then the defender, the primary defender, has to make them go to the double. That time, Levy allows EK to spin away.
And Levy will spin there, and he's fouled on his way to the bucket. Gonzaga up by 7, off to a 7 for 13 start. Got a 3 rebound differential, so good start on both ends really for Gonzaga. And I was interested coming into this game tonight, Dan, because Gonzaga, of course, 12-1 in their non-conference schedule. And now the dog days of the West Coast Conference start for GU. What would their energy be like? I think it's been really good to begin tonight.
No, it's been a great 6+ minutes to start league play. You know, the fact of the matter is this: once you get to league play, everybody knows each other inside and out. You know strengths, tendencies, weaknesses. You also, as an opposing team coming into a gym, have a rhythm and a flow with what your shoot-arounds are going to look like, your game-day prep, because you've been to those gyms multiple times. So I would expect Gonzaga to come out with a lot of poise, a lot of energy.
Jalen Worley on the floor now for GU, wearing number 8, of course. Miller to Worley. And now Sansupri with a drive. Great space. Ball was poked away. Picked up by Huff. Grant-Foster, hesitation, and then fires a 3 and connects.
Well, that's what Pepperdine wanted him to do. You saw in that closeout, they gapped about 5 feet off him, daring him to shoot. Grant-Foster is able to line one up from beyond the arc. That's a good sign for Gonzaga. Only shooting about 17% from the three-point line on the year.
Yeah, it's been a struggle, but lately they've been going in. Cicic, the catch, can't finish. Sansupri under there with the muscle and the rebound. And now Worley in the open floor to the rim. Count the bucket and a chance for 3 for Jalen Worley.
They just come at you as fast as possible. You know, so many people talk about the interior play of EK and Huff, and rightfully so, with their high-low attack, their duck-ins and whatnot, but they play as fast as anybody in the country. Make or miss, they get the ball down the floor, and they're very opportunistic, and Worley might be the best at being opportunistic of any of the wings.
In and out of the free throw attempt. Gonzaga doubling up Pepperdine right now at 20-10. And the Zags on a 9-2 run. Phipps, they force the ball out of his hands. Cicic. And now Clark. There's a 3 attempt again. Dosic connects. His second from downtown. He's got 6. Zags have to cover him, Dan.
He's got 19 made threes on the season coming into tonight. As mentioned, kind of more of a pick and pop type big. Does not like a lot of physical contact.
Stefan Cicic with the rebound. Redshirt freshman out of Riverside, Illinois. Big kid. Dosic, Worley, they're defending. They force the ball out of his hand. Grant-Foster got a hand on that shot from Cooley. Zags now on the move. Worley thought about going to the rim, but Cicic stopped him. Ace Miller hangs, left it short. Pepperdine with the rebound. Clark looking to attack, but Miller was there, and it's blocked by Miller. What a great block. Worley now in the open floor. The lob to the rim. Grant-Foster the catch and finish.
What a luxury to have Jalen Worley as your 4, who can push in transition and make passes like that. The delivery over the top. Grant-Foster, the nice finish.
Zags up by 9. 11:25 to go in the first half. Gonzaga high pressure play is brought to you by the Jewelry Design Center. A little defense leads to offense. We want to be your jeweler for life, says Jewelry Design Center. Grant-Foster with the big time jam. And welcome back. Here's your Arby's fan trivia question brought to you by Arby's. We have the meats. What year did Gonzaga join the West Coast Conference? Was it 1972, was it 82, or was it 1979? Text your answer to 83200. We'll have an answer for you a little bit later in the show. Gonzaga off to a 22-13 start on the road against Pepperdine. Zags at 10 of their first 18 shots, holding Pepperdine to 33%. That's 4 of 12. Greg Heister, Dan Dickow. We're here at the Keystone, or the Firestone Fieldhouse.
Keystone?
Keystone Cops.
Are we in South Dakota?
Yeah, there's a foul called inside on Worley. And, well, the last time for Gonzaga being a part of the West Coast Conference anyways on this floor. Who knows what the future holds?
Yeah, they will have a new arena. It is currently under construction right next door. It's going to be about 3,600 seats. I've seen some renderings. Looks pretty darn impressive. It's taken a while, though. I remember.
Yeah, we've been talking about that for a decade.
I remember back in high school. I graduated in '97. Pepperdine recruited me with Lorenzo Romar. I almost came here, and they were talking about a new arena back in the late '90s.
I think Chicic's foot just came off the ground, but Gonzaga will have to settle for the miss. Worley hunting a shot. 8-foot jumper, short. And back comes Styles Phipps. Throws up a wild one. Foul called on Sensu Puri. Well,
that just does not look like Mario Saint-Superi that we've come to know over the first month and a half of the season.
When I saw him in warm-ups, I'm like, uh-oh, Gonzaga went out and found one of these former NBA guys to join the team. I was like, who is that down there? I didn't know who it was.
Yeah, I mean, with the rules nowadays, how do you keep things straight?
You got any eligibility left?
I wish.
There might be some opportunity for you.
That would be tremendous with NIL deals these days. But, I mean, Baylor just got a player who was drafted 31st in the NBA.
Yes.
And now they're talking about, in 2023, now there's a player who's cut his list of schools to 6 or 8 that's played 8 games in the NBA. I mean, I don't know where this is going, but it's not what it was years ago. I will say that.
Well, I know where it's going. I just can't say it on television. Here's Smith. Enjoy it while you can, ladies and gentlemen. Miller from downtown. That's short. Tough, long rebound. Another chance for GU.
Well, they missed Worley underneath.
And a deflection there by Cicic stops an easy bucket for Gonzaga. And now Pepperdine with the opportunity. This is David Mager, number 1 on the floor. Throws it inside, but Grant-Foster met it with resistance at the rim, and then the big-time three.
What a block from Grant-Foster. Results in nothing as Pepperdine gets the 3 from Cooley.
Grant-Foster at the other end, feeling it. That's a 3. The answer makes it 25-16.
But if you haven't shot it well from the three-point line up till now, and you're making defensive plays with effort like you just did, you're going to have the freedom to take some more threes. Coach Few will live and die with players when they give full-on effort. Grant-Foster has come to play tonight.
Yes, he has. And again, the deflection, a turnover. Braden Smith got Grant-Foster. Smith right to the rim. Count the bucket and a chance for 3. Foul called on David Mager. That'll be number 1 on Mager, number 2 on Pepperdine. And Gonzaga's offense, Dan, is in 4-wheel drive right now.
They are playing on another level, which we've become accustomed to. But Mager, that is just not a smart foul in transition. Yeah, you might have been trying to get out of the way, but you cannot make contact with a player on offense who's actively in the air going for a layup.
Braden Smith at the free throw line. That's what great touch will give you. An extra revolution or 2. Trying to get it down low. Cooley working hard. Backdoor cut. Foul called on Smith on the catch.
Oh, not the worst foul there from Smith. Got caught on the top side, allowing Dozic to back cut there. Foul, not give up the layup, but he's got to be on the inside of him as that screen occurs, so he's not back cut.
First foul on Smith. That's 6 now on Gonzaga. Poked away. Grant-Foster runs it down. Major to beat and can't, and will shoot free throws.
Talk about Grant-Foster's energy. Another example there, getting out in the passing lane, attacking the rim, which is where he's at his best in transition. Fouled, will be at the line for 2, where he's struggled a bit to his standards, below 70% on the season from the free throw line, but off to a great start tonight.
Dan, I think Gonzaga, one of, I believe it's 4 schools in the country in the top 10 on both offense and defense in the Ken Palm. Number 4 offensively, number 9 defensively. It's that number 9 defensively that, to me, is the difference maker. They're always in the top 10 offense.
Yeah, I mean, they've led the country for the last 7 years in offensive efficiency, led it in scoring 5 of the last 7 years. But you're right, defensively, if they can be a top 10-ish team, there's true Final Four type aspirations with this basketball team.
Can Michigan be slowed down? That's the question.
You know, I look back, you watch that game again for a second time, you lose by 40, but look, anybody else in the country was going to lose to Michigan by at least 20 to 25 that night. Michigan played that well. Gonzaga struggled that much, as in particular did Ike.
There you see the Zag metrics on the season. Sterling in every one of them. Net, Ken Palm, and ESPN BPI.
And maybe the most important, though, honestly, is the net, sitting at number 4. Selection committee uses the net for a lot of their decision-making in regards to seeding. You know, Gonzaga is in the conversation for a 1 seed out west, but at this moment in time, probably Arizona would get the nod. So, you know, you got to keep an eye on Arizona, how they do over the course of the Big 12 season. But Gonzaga should be a 2 seed, 3 at the absolute worst.
Jalen Worley, so good moving without the ball, Daniel. Makes himself available on every possession. Love watching him.
Well, he's opportunistic with his cuts. He understands spacing and he understands timing, and he's got terrific hands to be able to catch and deliver.
Wow, that's 3 personal fouls already on David Major of Pepperdine. The Waves with 4 as a team. He's got 3 of them. I don't have his minutes played, but it's not more than 5, I don't believe, in this first half. And he'll check out of the game right now. (31-16). Dozic. Put back. Who was that flying through
Foster
there? Aaron
again.
Clark?
That was Foster. Clark tried to get the tip in, but Foster, with the energy tonight, has made a number of terrific plays on the defensive end of the floor.
Diane loves the sunny skies of Southern California. What a glorious day. Gonzaga now on a 9-0 run. Drove over here from Phoenix early this morning. Man, just beautiful watching the sunrise. And then you hit the traffic and you're like, oh yeah.
You were getting poetic on me for a second there. Look at the sunrise. I thought you were going to start talking about a fishing adventure you had with your buddy Larry.
I did go by a lake out there, and as I'm going down the road, I'm Googling, I forget the name of the lake.
Wait,
There's some bass.
On your phone driving?
Hey, I'm a good multitasker, Dana.
Okay.
And Huff, newsflash, missed one inside. He hits nearly 70% of his shots. Pepperdine needs a bucket, 5 of 18 now. 1 of their last 8. Scoring drought better than 2 minutes. Can't have those against GU. Clark, great spin by Venters, and Grant-Foster again met him at the rim and said, get it out of here. Venters, transition 3. Ooh, a little bit long.
That ball just looks good coming off his hand every time he shoots it now. You're surprised when he misses.
Yeah, he rarely misses left or right on that rim, Dan. It's always dead pin center.
And that's the sign of a great shooter. If you miss, it's short or long. Greg, take us to break with the sunset.
Oh, man, look at that. If I could only jump, I could play some. I'd be a mean volleyball player. 31-16 back in a moment. And welcome back. What year did Gonzaga join the West Coast Conference? Here's your Arby's fan trivia question answer. It was 1979. It was the summer of 79. They joined the West Coast Athletic Conference, now known as the West Coast Conference, after leaving the Big Sky Conference. Preseason poll, Gonzaga picked to win it, followed by St. Mary's and USF.
How about Seattle U?
How about them?
11-2.
You buying in, though? Are you buying in? Let me ask you then. Are you buying in?
You know, they beat UW.
Okay, are you buying in?
They won at Stanford.
Yeah. Are you buying in?
Yes,
okay.
I am. They've got a really good backcourt. Maldonado, Malik Arrington. June from Gonzaga is there now, putting together a nice season as well. That's going to be a nice one-year matchup before Gonzaga moves to the new Pac-12.
Foul called on Steele Venters. That's his second. That's 8 now on Gonzaga. And going to the free throw line is Jonathan Levy. Levy has hit both of his free throws in this game. Now 2 of 3. Ike back on the floor for GU, cleans up the miss. Inocente now back on as well with the basketball.
Pepperdine in the zone now to try to slow down Gonzaga's attack. They've shot well over 50% in the first 10 minutes or so of the game.
How would you attack it right now, Dan?
Attack the zone. You got to get the ball to the middle of the floor, or just get it to Steele Venters in open space and let him do that.
It's so beautiful. That guy, he's got a beautiful stroke, Dan Dick.
He does.
Now 2 of 5 from downtown. Dosage. Levy off balance, missed it. Huff was there to defend. There's Braden Smith. He's got that extra speed. Always you gotta play him straight up, because Dan, he's got all those different speeds.
Well, he's extremely quick, but he's got good change of speed, change of direction. Right there, what I love about that, I call it a patient finish, a lot like Jalen Brunson of the Knicks. Play off of 2 feet in the middle of the paint. Make the defense, or allow the defense to make the mistake.
Zags on a 14-0 run now, looking for more. Here's the bounce to Ike. There's the poke to help. Ike through a double team. Hangs and hits.
That's at least the 3rd time now Pepperdine has gone to double, hasn't closed the space, and Ike's been able to step through.
Ike now 1 rebound shy of 1,000. He's already over 2,000 points. And he's already, I believe, the only active player in college basketball with 2,000 points and 900 rebounds, about to go over 1,000.
He's put together an incredible 5-year college career. First 2 at the University of Wyoming, followed up by his 3 at Gonzaga. Another look at that patient finish from Braden Smith. Put the brakes on, get the defense in the air to fly by, and finish it off before Ike again splits the double team.
How good has it been for a Zag fan, though, Dan? I'll think about it. You go from Drew Timme to Brayton Huff and Graham Ike.
Everybody, honestly, what are we going to do without Drew Timme? I got that question asked a lot. And when I saw that Graham Ike was coming in, I felt he was a great addition. He's exceeded the expectations that I had, because I saw him a number of times at Wyoming. The question was he going to be healthy with his foot injury that he was returning from? Well, he's clearly proved that he's been healthy. And then Huff, he had glowing responses from Drew Timme himself during Huff's redshirt year. And so you had that curiosity factor, and they've both continued to deliver.
Styles Phipps back on the floor for Pepperdine. Dosage with the basketball. Ike guarding him a long way away. Clark now with Inocente. 6 to shoot. Clark needs help. Whips it into the middle. Levy hanging. And he missed it. Ike, there's number 1,000 on the career list for rebounds. Ike, the catch, the spin, and the finish. He wants a foul, won't get it.
I don't think he should get a foul, but that was terrific footwork on the catch. All that work with strength coach Travis Knight paying off.
Zags dominating the middle part of the floor, Dan Dick, out 24-0 in the paint.
Well, it's to be expected. Gonzaga leads the country in that category, points in the paint. They get them in a number of different ways. Clearly post-ups, but also layups in transition.
And Steele Venters just picked up number 3. He's none too happy. But he goes out and Davis Fogle comes in. And so does Adam Miller. Okay, wax on about Davis Fogle.
Well, I like
Dano,
the fact,
do you love him?
He's extremely talented. I think he's probably the best NBA prospect on this roster. Now, the reason I like this substitution is his numbers per minute jump out at you, but he's been getting late second half minutes.
There's your guy, Dan.
Now he's early. Get a chance to show what he can do. Reggie Miller.
Great Reggie Miller.
Lives in Malibu. Actually, I ran into him over Thanksgiving in Palm Springs. I was down calling games and had a chance to talk with him for 10, 15 minutes. Great guy. One of the best shooters of all time. He's got to love the performance Steele Venters is putting on from beyond the arc.
There's Fogle with the basketball. Grew up in Anacortes, Washington. Miller from the elbow. That short, loose ball. Rebound earned for Pepperdine. Here comes Styles Phipps. Oh, crafty move there to pin the foul on Huff. Little stop in the open floor, and Huff at 6'10", and that's a tough get there.
Really crafty move from Phipps. He's struggled tonight. 0 of 3 from the field. A lot of times, as somebody who's a scorer, you just need to find a way to see that ball go through the basket. Whether it's a free throw or whether it's a layup in transition, it can open the floodgates for you.
First front end is good. 40-19. Back to Fogle. Here's a kid, Dano, limited or trimmed his options down to 3 schools: Gonzaga, Creighton, and Kansas. Turned him down to come to GU.
Well, Kansas, clearly they recruit high-level players. There's a reason they've got a longer NCAA tournament appearance streak than Gonzaga. But Creighton, you want to talk about fit during the recruiting process. Find a place that's going to develop you, that you're going to have a chance, if you're good enough eventually, to get to the next level, and you're going to win games in the NCAA tournament. All 3 of those schools would have done that for him, but I think he made the right choice at Gonzaga. Just got to be patient now with his opportunities.
There's a double dribble. Both teams a bit out of control the last couple of possessions. It leaves us at a 40-20 score. 3:44 to go, but Graham Ike, another milestone with his 1,000th career rebound, and it turns into instant offense. Zags up by 20 in Malibu. And welcome back. And again, Tom Holmberg, man, he has been busy this morning. That must have been this morning, or did he get here last night? Is that sunrise? Is that sunset? You can never really tell.
If it's going west, that's...
How do you know it's going west?
That's the Pacific Ocean.
What if you're,
so that would be going east? That would be the sunset.
What if you're east of the sun?
if you had that picture on the East Coast, you'd be looking east. Well, we could get into the flat Earth conversation, but we don't need to go there.
Malibu?
Pretty sure it is Malibu.
I would not believe anything that you see on television anymore. Just you, Dan.
Don't get me started.
Okay. Well, let's see. 3:38 to play in this opening half. Mario Sansupari back on the floor for GU with the basketball right now. There's Ike Huff and the finish.
They do such a good job moving the parts of the zone defense and then finding the openings. That time, Huff and Ike working that high-low together unbelievably well.
Man, a lot of contact. Styles Phipps turned away, and now Ike coast to coast. Sansupari has it poked away, and back come the waves. This is Phipps, and now Cook. Ike out guarding the ball again. Shot for 3 is short. And it came right back to Cook.
Gonzaga now almost 7.5 minutes not allowing a field goal made for Pepperdine.
Fogle saw that coming all the way. And now Miller into the lane. Loose ball came to Huff. Falls off. EK earns it. Phipps had him tied up on the way back up, and possession arrow will give it to Pepperdine. You got to give the Wave some credit. They continue to battle even though they're 5 of 24. And they're 0 of their last 8, 1 of their last 14, and no field goals now in better than 7 minutes. They need an easy one, Dano, but I tell you, that interior defense of Gonzaga has been tough. It's hard to get an easy one in there tonight.
I think everybody's been really keyed in on the scouting reports. EK, that last time did not allow Clark to get back to his left.
Oh, there's a tough bucket by Cooley.
And there you see, though, that's the inexperience of the freshman Fogle. Cooley, the lefty, is going to do everything he can to get back to that left, continue to shade him right.
And the turnover there. Gonzaga with 4 turnovers now in this opening half. And they give it back to the Waves. Phipps 0 for 4, but 5 rebounds and an assist. Gives it up for Pepperdine. Poked away by Fogle, but it ended right back with Cooley. There's a 3. EK with the rebound.
EK's not giving up that rebound.
Sansupuri. Put it on the floor. Come on, Davis, go. Here he goes. Gave it up to EK. Deflection inside. Some hesitation there from Fogle, right, Dano?
Well, it's playing in a different circumstance in the game, and that's early in the first half as opposed to late when the determination of the game has already been made.
Turnover leads to the 3 for Pepperdine, and that leads to a timeout for head coach Mark Few with 1:23 to play in this half. What didn't he like there besides the turnover?
Well, just, maybe an overpassing from EK there, but the overall flow attacking the zone the last couple of possessions haven't been great. Clark gets away with a travel there, though. Changed that, picked up that pivot foot to readjust the right one, but it looks like the official's going to go back and look and make sure it's counted as a 2, not a 3.
42-24. Gonzaga up big in this opening half. They've hit 5 of their last 7. Pepperdine's 2 of their last 11. And that foot looks like it's touching paint.
Yeah, but if our wonderful directors and producers in the truck can go back, you'll see a travel, though, before he shot it. It's one of the things.
How many times in a game do you see a travel called anymore, Dano?
Unfortunately, not enough. Right here, watch the right foot. Picks it up. That's a travel. That should not be 2 points. I'm just a stickler for footwork. I think it opens up the rest of the game for you if your footwork is tight.
Fogle and Grant-Foster back into the game for GU. EK, here's Fogle. And now Huff. Zags working it around. Fogle's 3 is short. And Cooley up with a rebound. And back comes Pepperdine. Trying to make a bit of a run here in the last minute or 2. Under a minute to play in this first half. Stosich.
2-for-1 opportunity if Pepperdine can take advantage.
Cooley the catch, the hang, and he drops it. Boy, that was a big-time shot. And Fogle with a great catch off for a tremendous pass.
We've seen a lot of great passes from Braden Smith tonight, but that one from Sansupuri, man.
A little magic in the hands of number 17. A little lighter tonight with that haircut. Phipps with a lot of dribble. Stosich to catch. 2 to shoot. Jump hook. Comes up short. Gonzaga leads Pepperdine at the half, 44-26. Gonzaga shoots 54%. They hold Pepperdine to 27%. 5 turnovers to 6 for Pepperdine. What'd you like?
Well, I thought the defensive focus for Gonzaga was on point. In particular, Fogle and Grant-Foster, 3 blocks, but he was active in help side, which allowed him to get out in transition multiple times.
Final season in the West Coast Conference for Gonzaga, and they're off to a good start in their final game as members of this league on this floor. Going for their 50th consecutive win against Pepperdine, they lead at 44-26. Big first half by many. Halftime when we come back. Welcome back to sunny Malibu. Look at that shot. I don't know. Would you rather be in here right now, Dano, or down on that beach?
Well, it's dark down by the beach as of now, but that looks like a few hours ago would have been nice.
Yeah. 44-26 our score at the half. Steel Venters, he's been locked in from downtown, Dano. Did have a couple of fouls, but boy, when he goes, the Zags are a different team.
They really are, and you're starting to see him really get his legs back after 2 years of missing games due to a torn ACL and a torn Achilles. You always knew he could shoot, but there's a difference in workouts and a difference in doing it in games. He's now proving that his legs are back under him, and he's proving it in games.
And once again, Gonzaga dominant inside, and that's just who they are.
Well, that's exactly what you've come to expect from Gonzaga. It's been a rotation of tremendous bigs over the years, from Olynyk, Sabonis, Timmy, and now it's Ike and Huff's turn. The duo of Ike and Huff lead the country for front court duos in scoring per game.
They're so dominant. Of course, Gonzaga with 3 players in average double digits, but Grant-Foster barely into that at 10.7. But Ike and Huff, man, they are a nemesis for anybody that lines up against Gonzaga. They're tough to defend.
Well, outside of maybe Moroskis and McKeever at St. Mary's, I don't know if any other team can play either one of those guys one-on-one on the post. Otherwise, you're either going to get put in foul trouble or you're going to just get scored on. You've seen Pepperdine try to double on a number of occasions, but they've been late. They haven't closed the gap shoulder to shoulder, and Ike in particular has made him pay on a number of occasions.
And when you dominate the numbers in the paint, you're going to shoot at a high percentage. Gonzaga at 55%, holding Pepperdine at 28%. Gonzaga's defense really, though, that's what will make the biggest difference this year. If they can defend the best teams in the country, they're going to win. They could beat anybody.
Well, I thought the starting 5 came out with the right tone, but when that second group came in, and in particular Fogle and Grant-Foster, that intensity picked up another notch. He was terrific. 3 block shots, a number of steals, got them out in transition many times.
And welcome back to Pepperdine University. Firestone Fieldhouse. Greg Heister, Dan Dickow, Gonzaga up big on Pepperdine. Let's take a look at this non-conference and a little recap, Dan. At 12-1, Mark Few said this may have been their best non-conference yet.
And I agree with that. And I know they were undefeated going into the NCAA tournament the year they lost in the title games. But when you look at the quality of opponents, they beat 3 teams from the SEC, 2 from the Big Ten. You have a Big 12 win in there. You've got just dominant victories. And the way that you look at how they were projected nationally versus what we as insiders saw or knew based on practice times we were at or conversations with coaches, it was only a matter of time before the rest of the nation caught up to just how good this team could be this year.
The so-called experts nationally had Gonzaga somewhere around the top 20. Why are they the 7th best team in the country right now? What's been the difference?
Well, they've got 2 unbelievably good low post scorers, Ike and Huff.
But they knew that, right?
They knew that, but you didn't know how the other parts and pieces were going to work. Simply at the wing positions and at the point guard. Mario St. Superi has probably been better than expected. Braden Smith is playing really well right now. You have a number of different wings with good size that can do a lot of different things well. and it's starting to come together where they're starting to get a lot of notice and acclaim nationally.
And again, this team goes 10 or 11 deep. Coach Fuchs got a lot of different pieces, a lot of versatility. That next 5 he can bring in, they might be better defensively than the first 5. Who knows? But he's got so many options.
And they can play different ways. They can play bully ball with EK and Huff on the block. They can play in transition. And with Ventures really starting to shoot the ball well, Miller's around 40% on the season, even though he has struggled tonight. You have the ability to play from outside in as well.
There's the top 10, though. That is a gauntlet of teams.
Yes.
Any team on there, you figure, can get to the Final Four.
Well, for as
There's
much
only 4
as
spots.
The transfer portal and NIL have hurt college basketball to a certain extent in a lot of people's eyes, it's made players stick around college for a lot longer. So you're seeing the better players have a longer impact.
Yeah, there's the start to Gonzaga's second half. Mr. Smith from downtown. He's the first player on the floor in the double digits tonight. 4 of 6, 10 points.
Continues his great play, 21 at Gonzaga High against Oregon.
Phipps fighting inside, has to kick it out. He's got the ball again, but he's got to work against Braden Huff. Fall away is too hard. Long rebound. Stosic runs it down. Another opportunity now for Pepperdine. Aaron Clark with Innocente up under him. Feed the post. Stosic on the floor. Jump hook good. Stosic. That is his first field goal. First points. Former Zag.
Well, first time he's really had a chance to play in college. A couple of years ago at Gonzaga. Really didn't play more than about 10 games. Last year at Utah State was out of the rotation as Smith knocks down his second triple here to start the second half.
Yeah, quite a battle going on inside between Stosic and EK there for positioning. Smith got bored and just canned the 3. Deflection picked up by Braden Smith. And trying to dribble through a couple of waves, and he is fouled in the process. Gonzaga's lead now at 22. They lead at 50-28. But Smith with 13 points on 5 of 7 shooting, 5 rebounds, 5 assists there.
Putting together another great game, and he's a capable scorer. He didn't really look for his shot the first 6-7 games or so, but Colgate in the Patriot League, where he's the player of the year, averaged nearly 18 a game 2 years ago.
Innocente shot from the corner, well short. And now Clark will set it up offensively for Pepperdine. Picked up his dribble. Here's Stosic. Levy wanting the ball inside, working on EK. They forced it out of his hand. Stosic's 3 is short. And Graham EK another rebound. Home run ball. Huff somehow with a catch. Spins! And the two-handed flush.
Well, you talked about the pass. What about the catch and the footwork before the finish? That was special there from Braden Huff.
Huff now with 6 points on 3 of 5 shooting. Levy's 3 is good, pure. He's got 8. Zaga right back on the offensive end. Jonathan Levy, the forward from Israel. Braden Smith feeling it right now.
It's just great patience coming off that pick and roll. EK, a nice job setting that screen. Just reading the opportunities in front of you, not overreacting to anything, is Braden Smith.
Clark's 3 is well short. And Levy doing a great job to get there and throw it off of EK. And a reset to 20 on that clock. But Smith now at 15 for Gonzaga, 6 of 8, 5 rebounds, 6 assists. Doing it all tonight for Gonzaga. I think everybody just assumed Braden Smith would be the starting point guard this year for Gonzaga. Of course, transferred in, sat out a year, and then Mario Sansupari showed up. And there's competition at that position there.
Well, I don't think you can go wrong either way. I think, Braden Smith, after having sat out a year of games during the redshirt, it took him a while to get into comfort level during games, and now he's showing it.
Levy The rebound kind of ended up in his hands. Throws up a shot, and he is fouled by Braden Huff. And that is number 2 on him.
Offensive rebounds really haven't been much of a factor for either team tonight, partially for Gonzaga because they've shot well over 50%. But Pepperdine is a team that will crash the offensive glass on occasion. 15 offensive rebounds in a game earlier this season.
They do have 6 tonight. And Levy has 8 points. Make it 9 points. And that gives him 10. He's into double digits. Smith, Ike working hard, and he is fouled.
That is such a difficult set to guard that Gonzaga runs, where you get the ball to the floor quick. There's a little shallow cut from the point guard to get to the opposite side, and then a cross screen bringing typically Ike to the low block. They score on that time and time again.
Plenty of time to shoot. Ike working on the inside. Tell you what, you don't get help on him. He's going to destroy you. And then Achente takes it away off the inbound. Here's Smith. And now a reset for Gonzaga. Graham calling for it. Dosich trying to deny him the basketball, but can't. No help. Graham skip. Smith drives. Back to Huff in the flush. That's beautiful offense.
Just attack a closeout, put the defense in rotation, and make this simple play.
Phipps threw it away inside. Clark takes it right back, but then lost the handle. Gonzaga ball. Timeout on the floor. 15:34 to play in Malibu. Gonzaga leading at 58-33. Braden Smith to Huff. The flush. Smith with 15 points, 7 assists tonight. And welcome back. Gonzaga's upcoming schedule brought to you by ICCU. See how ICCU is smart banking family style at ICCU.com. At San Diego, Seattle, LMU, Santa Clara, at WSU. Question for you, Dan Dickow. I'll put you on the spot. Will Gonzaga lose a game in conference this year?
I knew you were going to put me on the spot, Mr. Greg Heister. That is something you like to do. You know, the way this team's playing, the attention to detail they've shown tonight in starting off WCC play is what you want to see. That being said, I would not be surprised if they do, as Huff gets the easy one to roll in and fall for 2. But at St. Mary's is always difficult. The way that they play, the style, I think they're undervalued nationally year in, year out is St. Mary's. So that is one that I have a little bit of concern about. But, you know, the way this team's structured, the way they're playing, I could see it.
Ike, the deflection in it. Chente can't run it down. 10 seconds to shoot for Pepperdine. Substitutions coming in for GU. Miller, Grant-Foster, Worley, Sansou-Paris. Braden Smith checks out, Dan, for 15 points, 8 assists, 5 rebounds. He's got a shot.
He's putting together
at a double-double, but
game.
He's got a shot with those 5 boards to pick up 5 more.
That's asking a lot of
Come on. Well, let's do it.
6-foot point guard to
Let's do it.
5 more rebounds in the last 15 minutes.
Have you seen his shoulders?
Well, let's talk about his assist to turnover ratio. You know, he's 4.5 to 1 coming into tonight. That's only going to improve.
And that's at the horn off the front of the rim by Clark. Sansou-Paris leads the break. Bounce to the post. Ike catch and spin. Try to go to Worley. Comes out to Miller. 3 is good. Ace Miller from downtown. And the Zags are up by 30. Vladimir Sudar, number 7, with the basketball. There's a lob to the rim. The catch and finish by Javon Cooley.
Terrific play there from Pepperdine. One of the few times Gonzaga on the weak side hasn't been aware and on time to break it up.
Ike. And he'll shoot free throws. Foul called on Stefan Cicic. Cicic from Riverside, Illinois. Transferred in from Tulane, 7 foot, 260 pounder. Redshirt freshman. Here's Graham Ike. 10 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists for the big man. It's been a great career, Dan Dickow. He's one of those guys where you just don't ever want it to end. He plays with such energy and ferocity, and he's consistent.
Yeah, consistent.
Night in, night out. He was like Timmy that way.
Yeah, you're exactly right with the consistency. I mean, you go back over the course of now 2.5 years, there's really only the one game that I can think of against Michigan where he hasn't played well.
Almost a turnover, but it is going to be a turnover with an over or back. Gonzaga ball. Yeah, I guess everybody's open to an off night, but in his defense, Michigan is really big at the 3, 4, and 5.
They are really big and
enormous.
You know, the way Michigan played pick and rolls and drop coverage and basically putting Mara right at the restricted circle, that was something they had never seen with that type of length before.
EK rebound and had a great hook. Graham Ike with 13 points on 6 of 8, 9 rebounds. On his way to another double-double. Went over 1,000 career rebounds earlier in this game. Cooley the drive. Boy, he's got some explosion in those feet. Sudar falling down, but back on his feet. And now Miller, the catch and shoot, rimmed out. Ike, another board off the glass. It falls off. And that's off of Grant-Foster, so Pepperdine basketball. Zags have hit 7 of their last 10 shots. They start this half 4 of 9.
You know, in talking about the consistency of Ike, you know, one of the concerns of a matchup that could be bad for Gonzaga in the NCAA tournament is a team like Michigan that has unbelievable size. Gonzaga's got really good size. I mean, they've got power conference size, but Michigan takes it to a whole nother level, especially with Mara on the interior. Lindeborg, who can play the 3 or the 4, 6'10" himself.
Worley the bounce, not a good pass to Ike, but he earned it back. And now Miller, and by the way, Graham Ike, now a double-double, and again continues to climb that all-time double-double list. And Grant-Foster got to the baseline. He's so dangerous there, Dan.
He's played really within himself on the offensive end of the floor tonight, and that's allowed him to get easy buckets. But his defensive intensity, especially in the first half, is I think what has sparked him to play well.
Just looked it up, 32 double-doubles now for Graham Ike in his career.
All-time leader, Corey Violet.
Yeah. Old Chunk. Think he's watching?
I'm not sure. Saw him coaching his son's team at the Santa Slammer Youth Tournament a week or 2 back. Coaching him up with some intensity.
Was he a part of that last loss here?
Yeah.
He was too, right?
He would have been a sophomore.
Mario just picked up his 3rd personal. That's 3 on GU this half.
So you had to bring that up again. So twice.
Well, there might be another one coming too. We'll see how the game goes.
I mean, talk about total dominance as Cooley knocks it down. You know, in this matchup, if they win tonight, which it looks like they will, 50 consecutive wins. The longest all-time streak is UCLA beating Cal 52 straight times between 1961 and 1985. Gonzaga's in rarefied air there.
Grant-Foster with 11 points, 4 of 4 from the floor. He'll go to the free throw line when we come back. And look at the touch on that shot. High on Grant-Foster. And welcome back. Your Gonzaga Hoops play of the game brought to you by Multicare Health System. Whether you're at home or in the kennel, Multicare team of doctors, nurses, and specialists partner with you all season long. Smith to Huff. Good combination tonight, Dano.
It looked like a football pass over the top, perfectly on time, on target. Huff, the wide receiver in that instance, with the footwork and then the explosiveness to finish with the dunk.
And Huff, 2 of those points in the paint. Gonzaga has scored 42 points in the paint tonight. Pepperdine has only scored 39 points overall.
Wow.
Fogle and Grant-Foster at the free throw line with 11. Make it 12. Zags now 10 of 14 from the floor this half, 71.4%. Grant-Foster missing the second free throw. For the game, the Zags are 6 of 9, make it 6 of 10 now. And that's off of Worley, so Pepperdine basketball. Fogle back on the floor for GU. Grant-Foster goes to the bench. And is Coach Few requesting a review?
Yeah.
I think he is.
The clock is under review.
I think Coach Few asked for it. The official walked away. There was some confusion. And now he's been granted the official review.
Anybody that's played for Coach Few has seen that look in practice many times. What are you doing?
I've seen it fishing. What are you talking about? Let's see. We got another look at it.
Yeah, it's clearly off Dozic.
It's not even really close, is it?
No.
It's going to be Gonzaga ball.
So it should be overturned, and then Gonzaga will keep their timeout, and they will keep
They'll be granted
the
another
ability
review.
for another review. Yes.
You like it? It's new to college basketball.
I do like that rule. You know, the one rule I would like to see is put a timer on how long the officials have at the review monitor, because there's been a number of games over the last couple of years where there's been 3-4 instances in the last couple minutes of the game. And I know that officials want to get it correct, they need to get it correct, but they'll take 3-4 minutes on each of those occasions, really stretching out the game.
So they do overturn it. Gonzaga basketball, obviously. Sansu Puri with it. And he'll set up the offense. Here's Fogle. Bounce to Huff. Back to Fogle. Sansu Puri turns it down, back to Fogle. Defense there to shut down the baseline, but Fogle with the rise and drop on that jumper.
He's just a natural scorer. You know, he's not a great three-point shooter yet. I think he has an opportunity to become one in time. But, you know, defense closes out, one dribble straight to a pull-up.
Dips. Worley clears the miss. We've got Mr. Morrison sitting to our right as Sansu Puri lines up a transition three and connects. But you see a bit of Adam Morrison in the young Fogle.
Yeah, he's very similar body style, the way they move. You know, I think the one dribble pull-up, the ability to shoot over the top of defenses, the ability to create space.
Ace Miller hanging in there to earn that rebound. Sansu Puri with the basketball. He'll drive, creates space, throws up a wild shot.
Tried to draw a foul there. Ref wasn't having it. This is over-penetrated on a number of occasions. That time
worked out for him there.
Worked out for him finding Cicic, but he has struggled. 0 of 5 from the field, 4 turnovers.
Sansu Puri, free throw line. Boy, that was halfway down. Came out. Huff got it back. Fogle, 3-ball. Bang!
He gets that one to go, but you can just see the fluidity of the deep ball for him is not quite there yet. I know it's something that they've worked on with the coaching staff during the fall workouts, is the fundamentals of his shot.
And Miller called for the personal foul. And a timeout is called. 77-41, 9:25 to play here in Malibu. Sansupari missed the shot. Sets up Fogle from Huff. The youngin buries the three. Zags up big. And welcome back to Firestone Fieldhouse in Malibu. Take a look around the rest of the West Coast Conference. Washington State with a victory against Portland, San Diego, and Pacific. Santa Clara took down the Beavers. St. Mary's a victory, but a tough one against Loyola Marymount. USF and Seattle, USF leading in the second half.
Santa Clara hits 15 threes, 15 of 27 from beyond the arc to beat Oregon State. That's a team that can really shoot it from deep. Don't forget that game last year in Spokane. They hit 16 threes, I believe, for the upset win.
Fogle just picked up his first personal foul on the reach. And off the inbound pass, shot is off. Major with the rebound. Now he's going to work. Fogle with some good defense with a step through with the left hand, but he traveled.
He's trying to do too much. Foul trouble in the first half for Major. Gets his opportunity here in the second.
Sansupari almost lost the grip. Phipps making it difficult. Oh, he did lose it, didn't he?
He dribbled it.
Turnover, so give it to
right
Pepperdine.
Out of bounds, off his leg.
Gonzaga with 6 turnovers in the game. Not really an issue tonight. Sansupari knocked to the floor. Phipps kind of extended that left arm, but no call.
He had been 0 of 7 before that one. That should have been an offense. That should have been an offensive foul, I thought.
But some gamesmanship going on between Sansupari and Phipps right now. And Achente. Here's Ike the catch. Skip. Mario from downtown is long. Levy the rebound. Poked by Worley. And they say it's off of Gonzaga. So Pepperdine basketball. 77-43. Gonzaga's outscored Pepperdine 33-17 this half. And again,
those two.
Sansupari getting tied up.
Yeah, those two are going at it right now. I'd like to see it. The freshman not backing down. Fights over the screen. He kind of just tackles the basketball.
That's 4 on Mario. Stays in the game, and he takes it away off the inbound. He's going in for the flush, and Phipps got back and deflected it out. They call a foul. They did.
They didn't call a foul. That's a dangerous play, though, there from Phipps. You can tell the frustration on his part. A lot of officials, had he gotten just a little more arm, they might have called that a flagrant.
8 minutes to play.
Got to explode through the finish. He'll be at the line when we come back.
And welcome back to Malibu. I just like saying that. Malibu, Steel Venters, he's enjoyed being here. Here's your steal of the game.
8 points on the night. Got Gonzaga off to a hot start by hitting 2 early threes. It's been quiet in the second half. But I think a lot of it's been due to the fact that Pepperdine has not allowed him any open catches.
Get it, Dan. Play on words. Your steal of the game. It's Steel Venters.
Well, sometimes I just don't even listen to what you're saying, so I didn't catch that one. But to each is his own, right?
What do you mean sometimes you don't listen to me? What do you... It's obvious that's a rare occurrence.
Where's Fox? Did he miss his flight this morning?
I don't know. I think they sent him back down to the minor leagues.
I guess. He'll be at the game with you on, was it Tuesday down at USD?
Well, that's a rumor.
That's a rumor.
It's not been confirmed.
Yeah, I know last year there was at least one road game he threw down the law. I'm not going to that game.
Yes. And I know for sure that he won't be here if there's not a first-class seat available on that airplane.
Yeah, he has grumbled about that in the past.
Yeah, he's kind of highbrow. $79-43. Clark with a stop, hot but missed it. Ismail Diane on the floor for GU. Fogle. Grant-Foster to now to Mario.
Yeah, that's a good decision there from Foster. Starting to understand and recognize where his strengths can come into play for Gonzaga.
Talked with Ismail last week, sat him down for an interview that's coming up on the Mark Few Show. A great kid. His story is great, too.
The coaching staff says he's got a lot of traits like Ronny Turioff, as far as just being present in the moment and being joyful at all times.
Well, he's unlike Ronny. He's had to be patient. Ronny was a player right from the get-go because they needed him.
Yeah.
But it's hard to get on the floor when you play a 4 or 5 at Gonzaga. You have to be ready. And Diane, you can tell, though, he's coming. Levy the catch and finish. Ismaila, though, brings, obviously, different assets to the game for Gonzaga. Could be a tremendous shot for him.
Yeah, he's definitely a growth opportunity player on the offensive end of the floor. He's got to have better hands, but you're right in regards to, at this moment in time in his career, he needs to be a rim protector and a rebounder, screener.
Mario, the feed to Fogle.
His points per minute is just off the charts. Averages about 8 minutes, nearly 8 points a game on the season. 10 now tonight, in about 9 minutes.
Cooley missing from the corner. Yeah, Fogle, 10 points, 4 or 5. It's pretty amazing what he does when he's in there. Grant-Foster can't finish. Innocenti, the offensive rebound, poked away by Levy. Still loose. Innocenti trying to get to it. Now they're down on the floor. And possession arrow gives it to Pepperdine. You know, look, I think this Gonzaga effort tonight, Dan, has a real business feel to it. And I think it's also due in large part to the fact that this team is 10 or 11 deep. You can't afford to take a playoff on either end or you're coming out of the game.
You're exactly right. And it leads to that focus, possession to possession. If you're not producing that night, these Coach Few and staff have the opportunity to bring someone in that's going to give the effort.
There's a deflection and a foul call. And it's on Diane. That's 17 fouls now on GU, so a 1-and-1 coming for Jonathan Levy. Actually, he'll shoot 2. Good touch. You know what's odd? Over the years, there's been a lot of sellouts when Gonzaga rolls in here. There's empty seats tonight.
There's a lot of empty seats. I'd say at least 750, maybe 1,000 seats are available here. I mean, I remember playing here, sold out crowds, and that's, granted, that's when Pepperdine was really good. Jimmy Miggins, Glenn McGowan, Devin Montgomery, Brandon Armstrong played a little bit of time in the NBA. Those were some really good teams coached by Paul Westphal.
Yes, they were. They've also had great players and great teams since then as well. They've had dangerous teams.
They have. Marty Clark had a couple-year run where it looked like they might be able to crack into the 3 or 4 spot in the league. Great point guard Colby Ross, Kessler Edwards.
Of course, there's a couple of former Pepperdine waves on other rosters. on good teams. And the lob to Grant-Foster from Mario Sansupuri.
Moving without the basketball. Grant-Foster recognizes his defender, turns his head, is looking at the ball. Straight line cut to the rim.
Mario, boy, he's one of those players when the ball's in his hands, Dan, the game just seems to slow down.
Well, yeah,
he plays with great tempo.
He's very skilled, and he's got no fear in regards to thinking he can make a pass. I had a chance to talk with him a couple weeks ago really quickly and asked him about some of his favorite players. And Ricky Rubio came to mind in the conversation, but then I asked him about a player who I played with in the NBA with Portland, was Sergio Rodriguez, Spanish chocolate, one of the best passers I have ever seen. And Mario had some great things to say about Sergio Rodriguez.
How good is he, Dan? You were a point guard, you know. Is he an NBA guy? Let me ask you that.
He could be. He could be. I think there's still some things in regards to creating space, to find his own scoring opportunity, because that's something that's so valuable at the next level. I think he's a good shooter. He will become a better shooter. And I know someone's going to be out there, well, he's shooting 50% from three. Yes, and also because he's taking the right threes, at the next level, your window to get those off become even smaller. And the fact is, he's growing into learning the college game as a freshman, as we see a turnover there against the three-quarter court press, where he's not expected to score 15, 16 a game right now. He's kind of just taking what the defense gives him because he's not the focal point of opposing scouting reports.
Yeah, be ready by March. Levy for Pepperdine, 5 points in the first half, has 10 here in the second half. He's getting it done for the Waves. Dosage to catch, but can't finish. Phipps in there with a big rebound and goes up against Mario, and I believe, did Mario just foul out of the game? He did. Mario Sansupuri looked like he went straight up from here, but the officials don't agree. It's number 5. He's done with 5 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists.
And those battles like he's had with Phipps throughout the game, physical, chippiness, saying things to each other, those are learning experiences for a young guard like Sansupuri. I think he's going to gain a lot out of a matchup like tonight.
Free throw good for Styles. Phipps grew up in Phoenix, Arizona. Hits them both. He's got 6 points tonight.
Not a traditional point guard on the roster now, or on the floor for Gonzaga. Brayton Smith stays on the bench.
Innocente with the basketball at the top. Fogle at the free throw line. There's Grant-Foster. 8 to shoot. Step back. Innocente's 3 is long. And the long rebound goes to Aaron Clark. Phipps turned down the 3, the drive, and a foul called. Stops the clock with 4:26 to play. Gonzaga up 84-50.
And these are some of the other ways that Coach Few can find some more minutes for Davis Fogle. I mentioned not having a true point guard out on the floor. Brayton Smith still on the bench. This is a chance for him to kind of learn the reins of how to get the team into offense. This particular case against the zone, where it was almost a stop sign for both he and Innocente when they brought the ball into the front court.
Missed them both that time. Gianna clears the miss. Innocente calling Fogle up. Davis with the basketball. Fogle. Ooh, that one was halfway down. Gianni had it. He's fouled from behind. And Ismail will shoot free throws.
Wave foul number 23, John Cooley. Second personal, 6th team foul.
It's crazy. Davis Fogle with 10 points. Comes the 5th Zag in double digits in this game tonight, Dano, but he's only 5 away from leading the team in scoring.
The balanced attack.
Substitution for the Waves. Entering the ball game, number 77, Fogle.
And Fogle has played 12 minutes. That might be his average for the season, nearly a point a minute. He might be at a point a minute. And he earns the rebound. He's everywhere right now for GU. Diane calling for it.
They missed Grant-Foster on a possible lob again. It wasn't great spacing between he and Diane.
3 to shoot. Miller got it up somehow. Diane earns the rebound. And another look. Miller threw it to Fogle. I thought Ace was going to give it another rip. Adam the catch. This one's on the way. Poked out. And poked again by Fogle to Miller. The lob. Grant-Foster can't get there. Levy took it away for Pepperdine. And back come the Waves. They continue to compete. Clark's 3. Transition is short. Diane clears the miss. And if you're Gonzaga, probably want to slow it down a little bit, right? Not push so hard. Let's get done. Let's get it over with. Innocente catch and shoot.
Gone ice cold from the perimeter with this group against this zone the last few possessions.
Turnover. Fogle down the lane, will take it himself, throws it up and in, chance for 3. Davis Fogle with 12. And that'll get him better than a point a minute. Free throw for Davis Fogle. When we come back, the moon is out. Beautiful night in Malibu. Zags up big. And welcome back. Time to announce tonight's player of the game, presented by A to Z Rental. No job too big or too small. We rent everything with 8 convenient locations. Let A to Z Rental be your most valuable player. Braden Smith, 15 points, bunch of assists, rebounds. He did it all tonight.
6 of 8 from the field, but I think the most impressive stat was 8 assists versus 1 turnover. He continues to really get comfortable in this Gonzaga offense. 2:45
to play. Gonzaga starting to put the bench in. Cade Ornis, redshirt freshman from Poolsbo, Washington, on the floor. Davis Fogle at the free throw line with his 12 points on 5 of 7 shooting. Looking for point number 13 here.
I'm pretty sure he's going to find a way to sneak in another shot. He is constantly in attack mode.
But look, at this point in time, only Fogle Grant-Foster with 14 and Braden Smith with 15 has scored more than Davis Fogle's 13. And Fogle's been on the floor for about 13 minutes tonight. Grant-Foster clears the miss. And he'll push down the lane. Grant-Foster now with 16. Ornis guarding the ball. Jump shot up and good for Luka Vudragovic. 90-52. Vudragovic from Serbia. Freshman, 6'6", 205. Miller, little shake and bake jump shot. Rebound comes right to Diane. And he dumps it in.
Diane's done his job tonight. 6 minutes, 6 rebounds. 3 of them on the offensive end of the floor.
Got 3 points. Pasha Shemirani also on the floor now for Pepperdine, wearing number 9. Major's drive is too hard. Put back up and good for Cicic. Stephan now with 4 points as we near the 1 minute mark. Gonzaga trying to get to 13-1 on the season and their 50th consecutive victory against Pepperdine. And that'll put Davis Fogle at the free throw line.
Tremendous job in that pick and roll where comes off, makes the initial read. He knows his defender isn't back in front, drags the big out just a little bit more, and then as soon as his defender gets comfortable, he attacks the rim. A really good job of attacking in that pick and roll with pace.
Fogle now with 14 points. Joaquim Aruzmore on the floor for GU.
Lane violation.
And a lane violation there.
Vladimir Sudar stepped into the lane from outside the three-point line after Fogle had the ball. Gives him another chance.
Fogle with 15, Gonzaga 94, Pepperdine 54. Final minute of play. Chichich, hand off to Major. He'll drive the lane, throw it up with the left hand, falls through. Major with his first bucket. Should be the final possession for Gonzaga. Grant-Foster will shoot free throws. And Tyon's going to end up leading this game in scoring. He's got 16 points, 6 of 7, 2 rebounds. He's 2 of 4 from the free throw line.
2 shots.
Fogle now with 15, along with Braden Smith. Grant-Foster played well tonight, Dano.
I thought he was the best I've seen him in a Gonzaga uniform all season. Attentive, active on the defensive end of the floor. That led to him gaining confidence as the night wore on the offensive end. Never got outside of himself, which he's had a tendency to do throughout early in the season.
12 to play, and there's another whistle and a foul is called. Stopping it with 13 seconds. Aruzmore called for the personal foul. Joaquim, the redshirt sophomore from Ross, California. And Chichich at the free throw line. That's short. And this should do it. Gonzaga's going to win it 96-56. Put a capper on it for us, Dan Dicko.
Workmanlike effort tonight for Gonzaga. Got off to a terrific start. Kept their foot on the gas throughout, 56% from the field, while they held Pepperdine to only 34%. A number of great performances. 5 guys in double figures, but I thought Braden Smith and Grant-Foster in particular were really good tonight.
Gonzaga now 13-1 on the season, and in the process they win their 50th consecutive game against the Pepperdine Waves, their 23rd consecutive here on this floor in Malibu, and it really is the end of an era as Gonzaga and Pepperdine will never meet again in Malibu as members of the West Coast Conference. An era comes to the end tonight, but Gonzaga with a 40-point victory. 96-56 for Dan Dickow and the rest of our crew. I'm Greg Heister. Good night from Pepperdine. The sunny skies of Malibu yield another victory for the Zags. They win it by 40. They're 13-1.